Hi, I'm Anthony Cristo, and I'm actually going to teach you how to do my mother's secret spaghetti recipe. First thing you need is 3 cans of 12-ounce tomato paste, 2 cans of 28-ounce whole peel tomatoes, some extra virgin olive oil, black pepper, salt, oregano, bay leaves, 1 onion, and 3 cloves of garlic, roughly about that size. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and heat the oil in a pan, about like this. Make sure it's enough oil to cover the bottom of the pan. Then go ahead and take the chopped onion and garlic, put it in like this. As it starts getting heated up, it's going to start caramelizing and getting translucent. You'll know it's getting ready when it's about clear. And if you look closely, you got to make sure the oil and the garlic are getting very well seasoned with the olive oil. Need a nice little spoon to stir it up. Now, once they start getting clear, you're going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. Now, you want to make sure that you get whole peel tomatoes, but if you're in a hurry like I am, go ahead and use diced tomatoes. Diced, but not crushed or sauce. You don't want to use sauce. And the reason why you want whole peel tomatoes to start with is because when it heats up, as it simmers, it's going to pop open and release the flavors. You got to kind of think of it as like when you open a soda. If you open it, it starts losing its fizz, starts going flat. Same thing with food. If you have whole peel tomatoes and they start heating up, they eventually burst and release the flavor. Whereas if you buy crushed or already diced tomatoes, the flavor's already kind of started losing it, been going out. So you want to make sure you use whole peel tomatoes whenever possible. And as you can see, getting nice and translucent. Stir this a little more. And as it's getting there, we'll go ahead and add the tomatoes. So as you see, you can hear the fizz stop. You kind of mix it up, the onions and the garlic with the tomato. It's kind of hard to hold this while I'm doing it with one hand. Then you go ahead and add the tomato paste. Now this one's going to be a bit tricky because tomato paste is very thick. So it doesn't want to come out, as you can see from the can. You have to spoon this out. So I'm going to set you down for just a second or pause it while I go ahead and start up again. Okay, now that you can see, I got the tomato paste scooped in there. It does take a while to get out of the can, but you don't want to get rid of the cans once you get it in there. What you want to do is fill all 3 cans with water to get that last little bit of tomato paste out. And also you're going to need the water for the recipe because it helps when it simmers. And you want it to simmer for at least 8 hours. That is very important. It needs to simmer so that all the flavors can get happy together. They can merge and you get a nice tasty spaghetti sauce, marinara. So now that you have the tomato paste, the tomatoes, the onions, garlic, you need to give a little more flavor to this. To do that, and yes, I know the irony of me wearing an Irish shirt while I'm doing this, you're going to need some salt, pepper, bay leaves, and oregano. Those are the key ingredients. Of course, you got the pepper here. And you need roughly 1 teaspoon of pepper. here's the pepper. Usually I just eyeball it, but for the sake of the recipe, I'm using a spoon. So a teaspoon of pepper. Now since you have a lot of tomatoes and tomato paste, you're going to want a tablespoon of salt. Make sure and get it all around so it doesn't collect in one area. Tablespoon of oregano. And it could be a little over, not too much. You don't want it to taste too oregano-y. And then bay leaves. And you want at least, these are kind of long. Usually if you get the dried crumpled ones, about 3 of those. These are kind of big, so I'm going to put only 2 because they're longer. But you normally want at least 3 bay leaves in there. Now that you got it all seasoned up, stir the pot. Alright, and as you can see, it's starting to get happy together. All the spices, the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, they're all getting in there together. And once it starts to boil, you'll see little bubbles popping up. Go ahead and lower the heat and simmer it, like I said, for 8 hours. And you'll have a very good spaghetti sauce by the time you come home from work. And make sure you stir periodically from the bottom. As you can see, it's bubbling up. So I'm going to lower the heat to a simmer level, cover it, and then, like I said, every 30 minutes or so, stir the sauce from the bottom so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, and in about 8 hours you'll have a nice, good spaghetti sauce. Hope you enjoy.